I've been here, missing you. Where have you been?
Well, I went down the street to save these flowers from the cold. They were frozen and needed help.
It is so cold out today. Not a trace of sunlight.
Well, it's just hiding behind the clouds waiting for the day to pass.
Has the paper come?
No.
Oh.
Children, has the paper come in yet?
No.
Too bad. Have you two seen the paper?
No, it hasn't come yet.
Well, make sure I'm the first to know when it arrives.
We will.
Thank you.
Paper. I wish the print shop would close or the editor would get sick. Well, no, I mustn't say those things. Listen, Benjamin. Do you hear that? The telephone wires are singing. The paper is out now, and everyone's calling each other saying, have you heard? Can you believe? Like father, like daughter. It's awful.
What is so awful?
Everything. Look at Alice and Christine. They love each other, but both are blind and have let ice freeze their hearts. They carry winter with them when they walk into a room, and all because Christine went to a recital last night?
Your brother is jealous.
You mustn't use that word. What do we know but except that it brings sorrow and disease? One must never invite disease in, for then it will never leave. Look at Alice. How different he is since going through those papers.
The lawsuit? Yeah, he does seem to have taken on a new kind of melancholy.
Those papers. They have let disease and evil creep into Alice, and now he's a different person. I wish I could just burn them, so full of harshness and cruelty. Benjamin, you must always avoid things that are evil and unclean, both with lips and with hands.
You see into everything. I wish I could see into things like you can.
Benjamin. With Christine in her own cold world and Alice enclosed in disease, do you know what will happen if they find out about that lily? They'll send me back there.
You still haven't even told me where you're from. Where?
Where there's no sound, with the walls whispering sins. Where there's no sunlight nor shadow, only being. Where I spent a year of my life, it's more torture than prison.
Where could you have been that's even worse than prison?
In prison, one's at least heard before being sent away. In that place, no one is heard and no one speaks. Poor flower. Poor little flower that caused all of this. I meant only well. I meant so well. And look what has become of them.
Children, we have no paper. Would you excuse me for a moment, please? I need to speak to Mother. Mother!
What is it?
I just spoke with somebody from the asylum. They demand her return.
No. No, absolutely not. I refuse. She is my child. A child of sorrow has found happiness. Her mania it has turned to calm, which she shares with others. Sane or not, she's found wisdom. She knows how to carry life's burdens better than I do, better than all of us. And who's to say what's sane and what isn't anyway? Am I sane? I have insisted that my husband's innocent even though he confessed and was convicted. And you, Alice, are you sane? You have a woman who appears to love you unconditionally, and yet you mope about as though she despises you. Who are we to say?
Mother, she went out with Peter last night. How am I in the wrong here?
She went out with your knowledge and approval. Alice, if you insist on believing she's concealing things from you, then you alone must deal with the consequences. Oh, good, the paper. Thank you. You're welcome.
No, not yet. No, I'm afraid of the worst.
Oh, God damn it, Alice, the worst has happened so many times already. If you knew my life, if you had seen what I have seen, I watched as your father went out. I was right here, unable to warn anyone about what was happening. I had to sit quietly on the side, often feeling like an accomplice. I knew what he was doing, but I was bound by marriage and fate. What was I supposed to do? You know, I could have been charged right alongside him had the judge not been kind.
You know, I never understood what brought Father to do what he did.
He was too proud. Pride cometh before a fall. Now give me the paper. Well, it's front page news that flowers are missing. Is there nothing more exciting in this town? Oh, Alice. Didn't I tell you that it was tulips that had gone missing? Here it says an Easter lily.
Eleonora.
Oh, God. What are they going to say about us now? What are they... No, she wouldn't steal something, not my child.
The asylum or jail, she's going to disgrace this family.
Alice, you be kind to your sister. She may be lost, but she is not lost forever. Now we can ask her plainly about this without accusation. Do not let your own misery spill onto her. Eleonora, come here, please.
Ellie, where did you get that flower?
I took it from the florist.
So it's true?
No, I didn't steal it. I left money for it.
Oh. Well, then you paid for it. Yes. See, you see, Alice?
Sort of. I left the money on the counter.
Well,
I meant well, don't you believe me?
Yes, of course, but they don't know that. I mean, the money could have been lost, or...
So I must suffer for this too.
no.
Let it be. What shall be will be.
Don't believe her.
Hello.
You know that she believes that she's responsible for all the world's sins. And mine. I took the flower.
No, I took it. Benjamin.
I'll go to the police. I'll confess.
No, I'll go.
Which one of you am I supposed to believe?
What an idiot. Eleanor, come here.
Mother, what is it? You held me so tight. You haven't held me in years.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was the florist. Apologizing. He found your money and note under the rug. My child, you have come home and you are going to stay home, here with me.
Benjamin, why did you want to take the phone from me?
Because I like you. I like you a lot. and it just hurts me to see you in pain. You don't deserve that.
Shh! Here comes Linkfist. No, let him come. I am going to greet him at the door with a smile.
Ellis, don't irritate him. You do know that you do that, you know. Now listen, Providence has placed our destiny in his hands. And he who humbleth himself shall be exalted. And he who exalteth himself, well, you know what happens to him. Come on, children.
Mr. Linkfist, come in. Please mind the stairs.
Of course. Good evening, Mr. Heist.
You can call me Ellis. Please have a seat. Mr. Linkfist, how may I help you?
Last night I sent word with your mother to notify you of my intended visit, but after thinking about it and realizing that it was a holy evening, I decided not to come, as my visit is not of a social nature, and I do not discuss business on a holy evening.
Well, thank you for that.
Don't get too excited. Do you know the governor?
I'm familiar with the governor, but I don't know him personally.
Then soon you shall be. Anyway, I had a conversation with him recently about your father, and the governor was kind enough to give me this piece of paper, which I will set down and ask you not to look at until we are quite done.
Why do you bring this to me? Why not just send it to the creditors and have this business squared away with faster?
Minds of the youth are always in a hurry. Now you see that piece of paper that I've set down?
Yes.
Good. Then it shall remain there, untouched for the moment. Listen, my young friend, once upon a time, in a town not unlike this one, I came to find my money gone. And I was, as you can imagine, in a very poor temper about it. So I sat down and I wrote you a very courteous letter, asking you how much time you needed. And you saw fit to reply with a very uncourteous note. You treated me like a thief and a nuisance, like a plunderer of widows and children. But I am a gentle and judicious giant, and so I replied with a simple and yet, again, very courteous note. But I digress. If I choose, I could have that notarized, get things moving. If I choose, which I don't, not yet.
Mr. Linkfist, please, everything that we have is yours, so take what you want. I only want justice.
I don't care too much about things right now. Is your mother home? Does she want justice as much as you do?
Yes, of course. It's only my father who thinks that he's above the law.
Is that so? Well, my well-educated friend, you do realize that if justice were really to be served, your mother would be in prison as well? She knew it was criminal activity, and yet she said nothing. In the eyes of the law, that makes her an accomplice. What do you think about that?
You said you were a gentle giant, so please let's handle this business, you and I, and leave my mother out of it.
It's not too late to file charges either. But here is another blue piece of paper. Don't you like this color? Such a calming shade. You'll notice it's not official yet. Both are written, neither are notarized.
Poor mother. As he so shall he reap.
Yes, my young advocate of justice, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. It's how life works. Now, if I were to ask myself this question, do you, Joseph Linkvist, born in poverty, do you have the right at your age to deprive yourself and your children of the support which you have earned through hard work and denial of things I may have wanted for myself, saved penny by penny? What are you to do, Joseph Linkvist, if you want justice? You've plundered no one, and yet if you resent being plundered, you cannot stay in this town, as no one would want to speak to the terrible creature who wants his own hard-earned money returned. This is where we stand. I am a monster for wanting what is owed to me. But I am also a man who understands family. So where is the line drawn? I'll tell you the answer. There is a grace greater than justice, and it is mercy.
Mr. Linkvist, you have the law on your side, so take what you want.
I may have the law on my side, but I don't necessarily want to use it.
Well, I will think then of your children and make no complaints.
Good. Then we'll go a step further.
I'm sorry, but you haven't yet answered whether or not Mother will be charged.
Always in a hurry. We'll go a step further first. You do not know the governor personally?
No, and I don't care to.
Don't say that. The governor and your father were good friends when they were younger. He just wishes to see and to know you. You see? As you sow and so forth, they mean everything. Everything. Will you go and see him?
No.
But he is a powerful man.
Mr. Linkvist, I will not discuss politics. Let's move on, please.
No. You must speak courteously to me, as I am defenseless. You have public opinion on your side, whereas I only have justice on mine. What have you got against the governor? Well, he doesn't like this and that, what some people might call pleasure. But that belongs to his eccentricities. We needn't necessarily respect his eccentricities, but we can overlook them. Hold fundamental facts as human beings, and in the crisis of human life, we must swallow each other, flesh and bone. Will you go and see him?
No, I will not.
Are you really so stubborn? That is too bad. Too bad. Now I must go at things from the other end. A malicious person has threatened to take legal action against your mother.
Oh, please, my hat.
Will you go and see the governor?
No.
Then you are the most miserable creature I've ever met in my entire life. Fine, then I will go and see your mother.
Wait.
Will you go and see the governor?
Yes.
Once more with feeling!
Yes, I will go and see the governor.
Then we can say goodbye to this piece of paper. Is your worries on the matter? Your mother is in the clear. But that was number one. Number two, you see, if we only meet each other halfway on these things, then we only have half the distance to travel. Number two, that is my claim on your home. Make no mistake, I cannot willingly give away my family's savings and property. I must have what is owed to me, down to the penny.
Yes, of course. I understand.
Yes, I can see that you do. I can also see what you think of me. I've shown a small crack of kindness. The giant of the mountains who scares children, but he doesn't eat them. Huh? How's this for a scare? Every piece of furniture must come out, and I have the warrant in my hand. And if it isn't enough, then you go away to prison, where neither the stars nor the sun shine. Yes, I can eat widows and children when I'm pissed off. And as for public opinion, I'll leave that to the heavens. I only have to move to change public opinion. Now, you have a friend named Peter. He's a student of yours, but you wanted him to be a sort of a prophet. Peter was faithless. He crowed twice, didn't he? Human nature is as uncertain as things in the dark. Peter was faithless. I won't deny it. I won't defend him either. Not in that. But the heart of mankind is fathomless, and there is always some gold to be found. Peter was a faithless friend, but he was a friend nonetheless.
How's that?
Peter has done you a great service. As he sows, so shall he reap. It's true in everything. You believe me?
Do I have a choice?
I can just squeeze the pride and malice out of you. But I digress. Again. As I said, Peter has done you a great service.
I want nothing from him.
Now you listen to me. Peter had an audience with the governor to ask for your mother's freedom. What do you think about that, Mr. Snotty Pants? Therefore, you must write and thank Peter. Promise me that.
What? Any other man in the world, but not him.
Then we are back to squeezing. How much money do you have in your account?
What does that have to do with anything? I'm not responsible for my father's debts. What the family has is yours, but leave what's mine alone. I had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all. Really? Did you not eat and drink and laugh in this very house while my children's money was being spent to feed you? Well then, not so smug. Therefore, you must write a check from that account for the entire amount that is owed. All of it. And make it out to me, and do so now.
I don't have enough. I mean, it won't be enough.
So then you'll have to borrow the rest. Every penny, after all.
That's all that I have. It is my future, it's my past. Everything I have belongs to you, but it won't be enough.
So then you'll have to borrow the rest.
I can't bring myself to do that.
Yes! You will! Get a loan!
Nobody would willingly make a loan to a heist.
Fantastic! Then accept my counteroffer. Thank Peter.
I want nothing to do with Peter.
You are the most self-righteous, ridiculous piece of... You can with a simple courtesy. Save your mother's home and your fiancé's happiness, and you won't do it. You cannot be that shallow. There must be something more. Why do you hate Peter? Oh. You're jealous of him. All right. This is where we are. Pride cometh before a fall. Did you read the paper?
She paid for the flowers.
Did you read the entire paper?
Not the entire paper, no.
So you didn't read the section of engagement announcements? It's no wonder a cloud hangs over you. You focus on the negative. You see, in the paper, there's an entire section that is devoted to people in love. If you had read today's announcements, you would have seen that your friend Peter is now engaged. And to whom do you think he is engaged?
I have no idea.
You do. A young woman named Alice. Does that sound familiar? You see, according to the paper, for I read things in full and therefore no details, it happened at a recital last night. I can see you are familiar. Well, Peter has a friend who helped him arrange the entire thing. Now, that friend wasn't you, but I'll bet you can guess who that friend was.
Christine. But why need there be so much secrecy about it?
Well, I'm sorry.